Hi everyone, I'm Melissa, and actually today I'll be touching on a topic on how to avoid overpaying for a new launch in 2025. Especially there are so many launches coming up in 2025. How do you avoid the hype and actually select a right property for yourself? So before I move on, you can actually scan these to actually join my Telegram channel where I actually bring you updates on property news and actually also those bounce out units or actually promotions of any like that. So actually, did you participate in any of the recent launches like Chuan Park, Emerald Katong, Nava Grove, or even the Orie? And actually, were you disappointed by a poor ballot number, leaving you unsure if the unit that you're considering to go is a good buy? Many buyers have actually placed their checks to participate in these launches, hoping for a good queue number to secure a unit at a lower price, but they ended up paying more than expected due to the market hype. In this video, I'll share my 3-step thought process into identifying a safe property purchase. With this approach, you'll be better prepared for the upcoming 2025 launches and avoid overpaying for your next property. So to first illustrate this, I will use a recent hot launch, Chuan Park. So for Chuan Park, right, the buyers who actually had a good queue number managed to secure the 2-bedroom units at around 2,200 PSF. However, as demand surged through the day, the developer actually raised prices multiple times, pushing the same unit type to actually 2,700 PSF, and that is actually a 500 PSF increase just within a few hours. For a 732 square feet, that is a difference of 366,000. So imagine you are the buyer who actually purchased at 2,700 PSF. In order to make a profit, you would likely need to sell at 3,000 PSF or even 3,100 PSF. While this is not impossible, it is a challenging target. On the flip side, if you were fortunate enough to lock in the unit at 2,200 PSF, selling it later at 2,700 PSF, the same price that your neighbors have paid on day one, you would have already have an estimated paper profit of 500 PSF or $366,000. Which buyer would you really rather be? The earlier one or the later one? I ask this because I believe that property purchases shouldn't be based on luck. If I allow all my clients to solely rely on luck, there will be a high chance that we will end up paying 500 PSF more for the same unit type. And this would make it much harder for them to exit in the future as compared to their neighbors who actually bought in at a lower price. If there's one key takeaway from this video, it is to avoid blindly following the crowd and getting caught up in the market hype. The goal is to find the right property and at the right price. And there may be other projects that may suit your needs better. So how do you avoid overpaying while still securing a good property? So I'll walk you through my thought process with a 1.6 million budget as a case study. As of today's filming, with a budget of 1.6 million and a minimum size of 700 square feet for comfortable living and a better future resale potential, there are only a few options available for 2-bed, 2-bath. Based on these criteria, I've actually identified 4 suitable projects. First, there's Cassia, which is a freehold development, 276 units located along Flora Drive in the east. Next is Sora, a larger 99-year leasehold project with 440 units in Jurong. Lastly, we have the Shorefront and Jensen House, both small 999-year leasehold projects with just over 20 units each. If you have actually watched my previous videos, you would know that I typically avoid recommending small developments, and this would then narrow our focus down to Cassia and Sora. To determine which offers a safe entry price, let's evaluate these projects using my 3-step thought process. Let's start by checking the performance of the surrounding resale properties within 1 kilometer of Cassia. There are actually several resale condos giving buyers plenty of choices in the area. Cassia's estimated price of 2,000 PSF shows a significant price gap as compared to the resale condos over here. Now looking at Sora, there are actually only 3 resale projects that is actually within 1 kilometer, which is the Lake Garden Residence, Lake Life and Lakeside Tower. And when we actually compare to the youngest resale project in the area, which is actually Lake Grande, they have already reached 2,000 PSF. Interestingly, Sora is actually still currently selling at around 2,100 PSF as well. And this matters because when Sora completes in 2028, Lake Grande will be a 9-year-old development. When faced with a similar price resale condo and a brand new unit, most buyers would naturally lean towards the newer one, right? Now, looking at the resale performance is not enough. We also need to consider and compare between new launches as they will be our future competitors. In the same district, Jayden's 2-bedroom units have already transacted above 2,800 PSF, and that creates an almost $500 PSF difference as compared to Sora's current pricing. This would mean that there is almost a 500 PSF safety margin, which also translates to 366,000 as compared to Sora's available units. You might be wondering why I'm comparing Sora to a project in a completely different location that is closer to the MRT, while Sora is much further in terms of accessibility. To explain this, let me walk you through another case study. Let's take Sengkang Grand, an integrated development at Buangkok MRT, and Riverfront Residences, which is not near any MRT. Both projects launched in 2019, and Sengkang Grand has an average launch price of 1,700 PSF, while Riverfront Residences was about 1,300 PSF, which is equivalent to about a 400 PSF price gap. So, despite it being further from MRT, Riverfront Residences actually saw profits way much higher as compared to Sengkang Grand due to its low entry price. They could easily sell at 1,700 PSF, a price that has already been accepted by buyers in the same area in 2019. For owners of Sengkang Grand who actually bought at 1,700 PSF, they will actually need to sell at a minimum of 2,300 PSF to achieve the same profits. Now coming back to Sora, selling in the future at 2,600 PSF, which is still well below Jayden's prices, buyers would already see a potential gain of about $300,000. Additionally, many units in Sora have already transacted between 2,400 to 2,500 PSF. Such a significant price gap comparing to the surrounding launches and within the development itself. Sora offers a strong safety margin and an easier exit in the future. So to sum up, the 3 main steps to consider when determining a safe entry price, firstly will be the price of the resale versus new launches. Secondly, the prices of new launch versus the surrounding new launches in the same area. And lastly, comparison of the prices within the development itself. With that being said, when this video is being posted, Sora's prices would already have increased with effect from 2nd December 2024. However, there are still available units with this safety margin, and if you are looking for a safe purchase, or if you're curious if there are other such opportunities in other areas, do reach out to me and I'll share with you other available options. Once again, my name is Melissa and I'll see you in the next one.